My name's Jane Lamport, and with my husband Peter we've been fostering now for over 10 years, but only with Fairways for about 8 months. It took us a long time to find Fairways and we're so glad we did.
It just never felt supported. The company seemed to go from wanting to help children to earning money more than the children. Everything evolved around how much money they could make, and just didn't feel happy with it anymore. I think the non-for-profit thing probably helped that because of the way the other company we were with. But we're very glad we have moved. We spoke to quite a few agencies. Some never phoned back. As you say, some offered loads of money. Some said they'd do the transition in less than a month and get our spare bedroom filled up in 2 weeks, and promised everything. They seemed a bit too keen.
When we first spoke to Fairways, the whole not-for-profit was appealing, and then, having moved to Fairways, we've realised that Fairways really do put people first and children first rather than money. And we didn't come into fostering for money. We came into fostering to do what we could to support young people who didn't have that support. So we're really, really pleased to be here. We knew, having been through the process in the past, that we would have to do it again. And that
also put us off for a while.
It did, but it wasn't too painful. Yeah. It was, and actually our assessor was lovely, and because we'd done it before, we knew what to expect, and it wasn't too prying, was it? It wasn't too odorous. It was, and it was all done in about 4 months or so, which was great.
The empty house thing, I think.
Yes, both our children had gone to university, and the younger one stayed in the town where she was at university. The older one came home for a while and then went travelling. So we just weren't ready for the dullness and the quiet and the. I've worked with children in different capacities for many years. I was a childminder and a portage home visitor, and had my own children, and we just weren't ready for it. And everybody said to us, you can retire now, you can sit back and rest, and we just didn't want that. Absolutely, and also, if for any reason your Yorgos wasn't available, there's always someone else that's there.
Yeah, no, it's been very good.
Yeah, we've been really, really lucky with the children we have at the moment, because their local authority social worker is so good, but that isn't always the case. So it's really, really important to know that your agency is going to be there for you, and Fairways are. We have spent time with children who have exhibited different behaviours and had to deal with that with support. But to get them through that, to get them through those times when they're struggling, back to what most children would consider normality, that is an achievement in itself.
Yeah, it's lots of little things rather than a big thing. When these two came to us, they never had friends at school, they were the bullied ones. It's quite a big day to watch the youngest one playing football with his friends, actually getting in and kicking the ball around us. Yeah, it's all moments like that.
Although we've been fostering for 10 years, we've actually only fostered 5 children, because the children have stayed with us. And it has been, certainly our first placement was sort of a baptism by fire. She'd absconded within a few days of coming to us, but we persevered and she persevered, and something must have clicked, and she stayed with us for 3 years, didn't she?
Until she's nearly 18.
Yeah, and And you know, things can be hard, especially at first. Everybody's, you know, when you first got a new placement, they've got to get used to your ways, you've got to get used to theirs, and then there's all the trauma that they've experienced as well. And I would say to anybody fostering that just stick with it for a bit. You know, sometimes things don't work out, but sometimes you just need to just keep going for a bit longer. Yeah, we're lucky. Our birth children they both, when we first started 10 years ago, our son thought we were bonkers, and our daughter she didn't think it was a good idea at all. Now they accept the children that we care for as part of the family. They include them. The children that we care for look up to our grown children. I think this is one of the reasons why the oldest one is aspiring to go to university, because he's talked to our children about their experiences at university, and he can see how well they've done as a result of that. And I think all of that helps. It helps in their confidence, it helps in their development, it helps in their aspirations.
Don't hesitate. Yeah. No, it has been more rewarding than frustrating, really. Yeah. That's good.
I would say to anybody that's considering fostering, talk to Fairways, learn a bit more about them, what they do, you know, what their expectations of you will be, and tell them what your expectations are, so they can say, yes, that can happen, or no, that can't. You know, just ask more questions and do more research, and then when you're sure, then do it.